You know, I wonder if we could have gotten into trouble for that. Meh? Hi friends, it is Johnny back with another video, and today it is time for another story time. This week I'm telling you the story about the time that my cousins and I decided to wage war against frat boys. Let's get into it. Now, I decided to tell this story because, doing the math, this story time should be going out in November, and in November I'm going to go get to see my cousins. And when I think about my cousins, I think about a lot of the crazy things that we've done together. And this is one of those stories. So this story takes place around the time I'm somewhere between 9 and 12, somewhere around there. And so, obviously back then I lived in the Bronx. I lived off of Fordham Road, very close to Fordham University. In fact, it's the house that you see in a lot of the old videos. The issue with living close to Fordham University is that a lot of people decided to rent out to Fordham University students. And those were some of the most entitled, asinine people you will ever see. No offense to Fordham University, it's all the students. Because these are privileged kids coming from the suburbs that want the quote-unquote, city experience. So they're blasting rap music that they have no idea what the hell it's saying. They're singing along to words that they really shouldn't be saying with their complexion, if I'm being completely honest. And they're being just completely asinine, not being considerate of the fact that they're in a area that people live. This isn't like a frat row or something like that that's only Fordham kids. There's elderly people. My neighbors were like 80-something. There's us, there's families, So it's not like a dorm house that the only people that are going to be inconvenienced are yourselves, if that makes any sense. And little by little, places were getting taken over by the frats. And these people were throwing parties every freaking day. Every day. And that's fine, it's fine. Again, if you're being respectful and hey, wait a minute, there are people that live here, there are children that live here, for us to be throwing our beer cans and stuff like that into their backyards, or making obscene amount of noises, again, singing songs that they don't know what the hell they're singing, saying words that they really shouldn't be saying with their complexions, if you get my drift. I'm gonna say it again. So these people were just intolerable. And it's to the point that it was preventing people from sleeping. Now, if you grew up in the city, you know that you grow up around noise. So not being able to sleep because people are being loud, that is saying something. Because you are used to, sirens whizzing past you, people making noises outside. Those are your lullabies. You know what I mean? Those are your lullabies. I fell asleep to sirens outside. I'm just like... Meanwhile, outside all you hear is, oh my god, he was shot! I'm just like, good night, world. But these people were on a whole other level of being loud. So, no one was doing anything. People have called the cops, people had called, 311, 411, 911. Didn't really matter what 11 you called. No one was doing anything. Hell, one time they were parkouring across other people's rooftops and cops got called. The cops came 16 hours later. If someone was gonna die, they would have been dead already. These kids were jumping into other people's backyards. There was one backyard that was overgrown because there was an elderly lady that lived there and she couldn't really take care of it herself. So it got overgrown and there was this bush with thorns in it. And these kids thought it would be fun to jump into her backyard whilst drunk. Or intoxicated, one of the two, or both, who knows. Either way, they decided it would be a fun idea to jump in. One guy jumps in, he ain't moving. All you hear in the distance is, I'm okay. You need help getting out? No. A solid ass 30 seconds of pure silence and then the faintest, no. It's not like Jason Funderburger from Over the Garden Wall and shit. Hey guys, I'm okay, Wart. They had a pool because the people that owned the house had a pool in the backyard, but they never took care of it, so it got disgustingly green. Think the thickest forest green you've ever seen, that, and mosquito infested, so it wasn't cute. I'm pretty sure you could have gotten at least 3 STDs or something from just jumping in alone. And these kids did not care, they jumped in. I don't know what was wrong with them, okay? And I was a child. Like I said, I was 9 and 12, and I'm there looking at 18 plus people are y'all dumb? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Like, what is this? But either way, so, my house was a 2-family house that my parents rented out upstairs to my aunt and my cousins. Now, my cousins and I had enough because they were interfering with our sleep, but they were also interfering with our parents' sleep. And the thing about Latino parents is that you will not hear the end of it, even if it ain't your fault. They're gonna complain to you about what you did. They're gonna complain to you about what someone else's kids did. They're gonna complain about what someone did in Connecticut. They're gonna complain about what some kids did in the UK, okay? It doesn't matter. It's somehow your fault. So we were tired of hearing them complain about these Fordham U kids like we could do something. So we were like, can we do something? Is there something we can do? So one day, we got to planning. And when we decided to start planning, we decided, hey, you know what? We're gonna be talking in Pig Latin so no one can understand us. Again, we were children. For whatever reason, we thought that we were the only ones that knew Pig Latin. I'm fairly certain if there was an adult there, they would have been like, y'all not doing what you think you're gonna do. Because again, who didn't know Pig Latin back then? You know what I mean? So we're there speaking Pig Latin in their room, making plans. And my sister, like, I think she was 5 at the time, comes waddling in. She's like, what you guys doing? And we're like, nothing. And we continue talking in Pig Latin. Again, she's 5, so we don't think she knows Pig Latin. Frankly, she barely knew English at that time, okay? She still got the, like, baby lisp with certain words. So, we didn't think she would know Pig Latin. So we're there making our plans, plotting, you know, being mischievous. And my sister looks at us for a solid, like, 2 minutes while we make the plans. She's like, you're throwing water balloons at the frats? And we're like, who taught you Pig Latin? To this day, we still don't know who taught her Pig Latin. None of us. That's all we know. So we're like, no. And she's like, yeah, you are. And if I don't get to be part of it, I'm telling mom and dad. And we're like, fuck. So we're like, okay, fine. You know what? We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. So the day progresses and we start to roll out the plan a little bit. My cousins go to the bodega to get the water balloons, and I go downstairs to get the alleyway key so that we're not making noise in the apartment, you know, passing through to get to the backyard. We don't want to give ourselves away to my parents. By this point, it's like 8 o'clock, so my sister's already in bed. 9 o'clock passes, we start filling up the water balloons, and we're piling them into bags and shit. 10 o'clock comes, the party's starting up. We wait, my parents are already asleep. 11 o'clock comes, it's time to strike. Now, I didn't have a good throwing arm, okay? Call it the queer in me, because that's the one stereotype that was accurate for me back then. I would go to throw, and for whatever reason, like, I just didn't have good hand-eye coordination or something, because when I go to throw, somehow when I went to go throw forward, ended up behind me, over there, everywhere but where I aimed. So I was like, I'll be lookout, you know, I'll be Charlie. We thought we were SEAL Team 6, or whatever. So I'm like, I'll be lookout, I'll have the walkie-talkie, and I'll call in and I'll tell you, hey, throw more left, more right, whatever. So that's the plan. They go downstairs to the alley, they get ready, they're like, let us know when you're ready. And I'm there with binoculars, even though these people are like all of 50 feet away from me. I can see them very clearly, but I wanted a better look. So I'm there sitting with binoculars, and I'm just waiting for somebody to turn around so they're not seeing like, hey, water balloons just came from that way. So I wait a couple minutes, I'm like, hold, please hold. And then I finally see them turn around, I'm like, fire now. And so like they throw the first wave of water balloons. One of the water balloons falls into the cooler, makes a big splash, and these frat kids are already done. They're already done because one of them looks, I swear, blinking separately, talking about, he literally screams out, oh shit, the cooler exploded. At that moment I knew, I was like, oh, they're done. Okay, we're fine. So I'm looking, I'm like, aim a little more to the left, and fire. So they throw again. This time one of the water balloons hits one of the college kids right in the crotch. And again, these kids are so done that they thought he had pissed himself. He thought he had pissed himself. He's like, oh shit, I gotta go get changed. I think I pissed myself. And I'm like, how done do you have to be to think you pissed yourself when you didn't feel yourself do it, you know? And so I'm like, okay, this is working, whatever. And so I'm like, tango, aim a little more to the right, higher up, throw it harder, aim and fire. You know, again, we thought we were SEAL Team 6, we were more like SEAL Team Dix because we were a bunch of dumbasses. but they're throwing the water balloons where I'm telling them to aim more left, more right, more, harder, whatever the case may be. And you're just seeing the water balloons fly. It hits one person upside the head, hits another person square in the chest. That one was one of the funnier ones. Because the person just stood there and looks down at his chest and he's like, I think it's raining, guys. We should pack it in. And so they're like, I don't feel any rain. And so more water balloons come in and more people are getting hit and like, oh, it's raining. And so they all take the party inside, except for one guy. He decided to stand outside for whatever reason. I guess waiting to see if it's gonna continue raining or stop raining or whatever, while everyone else brought everything inside. And so I tell them, we have one more target. Aim a little more to the right of where you last struck and fire. And the dude gets hit in the shoulder and he's like, oh shit, it's still raining, guys, and goes inside with the rest of them. I'm like, how high and or drunk do you have to be that you think it's raining this hard? I know you're not from the city, but that's not how it works here, okay? And I'm there looking, I'm just like, that's a victory for us, boys. Come back home and celebrate. Good job, everybody. And you hear the party start going off inside, but it's a lot more muffled, so it's a lot more tolerable. Probably not for the people next door to them, but you can't win every battle. If it's just gonna be the two people on the side of them, or the entire block being tormented, I'd rather just be the two people on the sides of them. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Now, we thought we had gotten away with it. We didn't let my sister take part of it because we knew that we'd get into trouble if our parents knew. We thought we were slick, we were all celebrating, we're having a good time, acting like nothing happened. The next day comes, and my aunt's like, so what did you guys need water balloons for? To my cousins. And they're like, what are you talking about? What water balloons? And she's like,
What did you need water balloons for?
Turns out, my dumbass cousins went to the store and were acting so suspicious, it's insane. And that was another tongue twister for people with a lisp like me. But they went there wearing hoodies. It's May. Arms folded, shoulders up, looking around like they're committing a crime, looking like they just stole something. And they thought they were playing it slick. So the bodega's owner's son asked my aunt, he's like, hey, the boys were acting kind of weird yesterday. And she's like, oh yeah, weird how? And he's like, well, they came in buying water balloons and they were acting really shifty. If I didn't know better, I would have thought that they were stealing from me, but I know they wouldn't steal. So, do you know what's going on there? And my aunt's like, water balloons, you say? And she came and interrogated my cousins. So we got found out. We thought my sister had told her, but she told us what really happened. Obviously, my parents found out, and surprisingly, we didn't get into trouble. We thought that our parents were gonna be pissed off at us or something, ground us, whatever, take away our game consoles, what have you. But no. They're just like, don't do it again. I feel like that meant do it again because we didn't get into trouble. If they really didn't want us to do it again, they would have done something. Just saying don't do it again doesn't mean don't do it again to us. Again, Latino parents are built different. They don't just scold you like, hey, no. They give you a reason that no means no. But yeah, that's the time that my cousins and I decided to wage war against frat boys. And we're victorious! I hope you guys enjoyed the story because I really enjoyed telling it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and bing bong the ding dong down below to be alerted to when I make a new video. And until next time, maybe go check out some of my other stuff. I got some more story time, some fever dreams, some Florida Man videos, and now I do some random stuff. This month's video is gonna, you know what, no, let me not say it, because by the time that this video comes out, it'll be out, and I don't know how well it's gonna do. I'm filming this in October, so you already know what October's random video was. And I'm just not gonna jinx it, because I had a lot of fun with that video. And frankly, I know for a fact that whenever I have fun with a video, it normally doesn't do well. But whatever. But yeah, until next time, bye!